Greetings, my friends. This is Gilles Mancillon. I hope you're having a good day. For it's like everything's moving so fast right now, and I'm going to discuss a few ideas about those 3 days of darkness that are being communicated more and more by spirits. There is no date, but it's like getting close. And personally, I had to make certain sacrifice to regain my peace of mind. For a very long time, I was either happy or sad, up and down and things. But now I'm confronted with having different, opposite emotion. Like I can be extremely sad and have this extreme happiness that lives inside of me in the same time. So it's like the state that oppose and contradict themselves, and I'm seeking harmony within that, of course, because when you move into the whole, there is all states. But not on the level of the great whole, of course, of the one, but to accept the contradiction, the opposition, and find the harmony within that and the peace within that. For I had to make certain sacrifice for my own well-being. For it, sometimes it feel like uh, my soul thought maybe I didn't need to make those sacrifices, but I feel a lot more at peace by doing that. For we're going to move back to organic time, most likely, 13 months of 28 days rather than the synthetic time. And today is a leap day. And so many possible timeline for those 3 days of darkness will come. It's going to be like, if you receive the message that it's going to be now, don't go to work, don't take your car, don't go on a plane, because everything's going to be frozen. And the earth, some message was saying that we're going to return to a clockwise motion. It means the sun will rise in the west and will set in the east in the future, because to return to a natural rotation aligned with Uranus or Venus, and then other planets might be doing the same as well in the solar system. But after these 3 days of darkness, if and when they come, for those who can accept this possibility, the third dimension will be totally gone. Millions of people will just vanish. Or it's going to be a great deal of purification. There is those that will not pass the test. But everybody will move into a different timeline in the fourth dimension. There is going to be hell timeline for those who have been cultivating hell. They will be in hell. And then there's some middle road timeline, and then there is going to be a heavenly paradisical timeline on the earth for those who are ready, like lower fourth, upper fourth, or fifth dimension relationship. But all the light workers will probably move into the fifth dimensional timeline. So just be prepared for that. Personally, I'm hoping to make sense of all that I've been through. It's gonna be, because sometimes you feel like you're transmuting personal karma, but it's not personal. It's like clearing up much from the subconscious of humanity for the collective subconscious as well. So. And sometimes I feel like certain windows of opportunity. I missed windows of opportunities in my life. When I look back, yet I know life is circular. So it's like everything, once you end up, you stop the linear path, the cross of matter, and the future is above, in front of you, and the past is in your back. So it's like you feel like everything is circular. Everything comes back in maybe different forms, but everything is circular, and there is a path of destiny. To return, destiny is to return to the ultimate destiny, is to return to our origin, to where we come from. But because we've had so much experiences in time and space, we're going to return as more than we were when we left. And so. And it's good. It's a good idea to always try to be kind rather than to be right. Because if you're kind, you're always right. But do not be brutal with the truth. And be kind with the truth. Although Emmanuel Kant used to say, if the truth shall kill them, let them die. For that's really what's going to be happening probably at the time of the ship. Many people will not stand that much truth, and but they will be sent to the place where the soul will be able to continue and grow. So do not worry about it. Every soul is on its own journey, eternal journey back to the source. So and let life render justice. Do not seek to put justice in your own hands, well, unless you have a very specific responsibility. But well, like for me, I know that I have been arbitrating many situations, because it's like Spirit asked me to do that. But it's not a personal will to say my ego, I'm right, and I'm gonna judge and condemn those people. Like the Buddha says, if somebody hurt the Buddha, he's not gonna try to carry on a vengeance, a personal vendetta. He's gonna allow someone else, a bad person, to carry the karma on the bad person who hurted him. And same thing with Lao Tzu, the great master of wisdom. of Tao, the Tao. The Taoism is said, well, if you have an enemy, somebody really hurt you, don't try to get vengeance upon him. Just sit quietly by a river and you wait, you'll see his body floating by down. So it's like, well, those were just images, but personally, I decided to stop commenting on any political situation. Yet, it's kind of tempting to see. Maybe Texas is going to make there is a big movement in America, maybe a cessation of from the federal government. It's kind of interesting to see. I think America will liberate the world, and it's like you don't want to comment because you want everybody to be able to choose what they believe, to choose if they want to take side, or to choose from their own heart and to make their own decision in what they choose to believe. And so it's very much continue to envision what would work in a workable society, to continue to cultivate to inform the universe. You have the consciousness of how you would see a whole inclusive world where everybody could be happy in it, but the solution will come by themselves, and we have to control our mind, because our mind, otherwise our mind will control us. We have to regain control of our minds, because the ego mind is a good servant, but is not a good master. Much better to be led by the heart, by the love. And same thing with money. It's like money is a good servant, but it's not a good master. For a lot of people in the material world, it's the master of all, when actually it's a tool. It's something that's quite useful, a beautiful energy that feels so good. So we want it. Money loves me, and I love money. It's like we attract it. We want it, and we want plenty of it, more than we need. Actually, we need to ask for more than we need, so we can share it as well. And so, well, it's just my thoughts. Just take whatever resonate with you, but I think everybody should be okay with that, having more resources, to not have to think about it as well. And I thank you, by the way, for your donations. I thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I thank you for your presence. Some people are coming to the channel. Also, some of them are leaving. It's not for them yet. It's too much for them to accept, but we'll see. Eventually, the form of my messages are going to change completely, and I'm going to attract a lot of people, because the form will attract them. People are more interested in the form than not everyone, but as the mainstream society, they're really tuned into the form, not so much the content. Although more and more there is a great deal of awakening. No, you are protected by God and Spirit. I know my master guide has had my back for a long time, and we need that protection during those times. So I'm going to pull some oracle. Oracle is like, it's wonderful because it gives you an instant mirror, but it shows a little bit of impatience, because if you sit and wait for the answers, they come. They usually come, and they come from the higher self. The observer of the day is the unfinished symphony. We will always be unfinished. We'll always be a work in progress. But there are certain things that we need to complete within our own program. What we need to understand, the highest wisdom, is in between world. It's like a buffer zone. And it's normal not to have all the ins and outs. And the higher self has not yet revealed all the ins and outs. But more and more is coming. What we need to understand is TikTok. It is the connection to timeless eternity, the connection to our higher self, to our... For we have many names and many forms in many dimensions that we forgot, but in reality, in my higher self, I am extremely happy for a very long time, for decades. In the higher planes, I am very comfortable. It's my third and fourth dimension, a physical body, emotional body that I am struggling with sometimes. And but we have many forms in many dimensions and many names, and it's all complementary. It's all one. And it's okay to do the shadow work. When you do the shadow work, you address your shadows. You're assisting the whole of the planet and humanity, and we're transmitting a lot of energy on their behalf. What we need to do is into the sea, to make a leap of faith. And the outcome is the tribe, much love and connection and friendship, and new people, new energy, meeting new people that will come into our life, that will bring us great joy, and we'll be able to share much. So focus on joy only. For me, it's like what I needed to do, to let go of all the burdens. Anything that felt like a burden, I had to let it go. And when I look at other people's projection, light workers and so on, I try to confirm to see if how does that vibrates with me. And I'm usually returned to Sananda Kumara, the Christ. It's like the vision comes. It all comes down to him. It's him. And yesterday I was trying to validate a vision of a light worker on a video, and it's like I ended up in the New Jerusalem faced with Sananda and Ashtar. And for the Christ is the head of the Earth Council, and the head of all the galactic forces. And he also on the celestial level, he's got a lot to say about it. Of course, he follows the will of the Father, Mother, God, and the One. And so it's all, but understanding in the local universe, we live in a local universe, which is a magnetic universe. And local universe are like millions of solar systems and planets, but there are many in our galaxy. And sometimes there is space-varying civilization that move from, there is no frontier or barriers between local universe. They move from their local universe into ours, but they come from each local universe have different law. They're completely different. So sometimes they've started war because of that, because they don't understand yet on the celestial level, they're completely independent units that are growing and evolving. Of course, there's collaboration. We collaborated a lot with our universe is called Nebadon, and we collaborated a lot with Avalon, which is a little bit older universe that assisted us in the early stage. But so what we seek is, but that's on the celestial level, on the galactic plane. So those are the physical and astral and even sub-universe. There is all kinds of things going on, but it's really on the upper planes that things are. Everything is valid on many levels. So there's much to transmute here. And for me, it took me a lot longer than I expected. My awakening came in 1987. I started realizing my past life in 1991. In 1992, I became member of the Federation. I started traveling in the ships and making contact with ascended masters and so. But it took me a lot longer to get where I needed to be, and. For freedom is always available on the vertical axis. For we live in the cross of matter on the horizontal axis and time and space. But the vertical axis, for me, I see a white line that connects me to the central sun and the earth. But eventually, the pillar of light will come and everything will change. Our light body will be activated. And we plan to work more and more with our guides and the company of heaven and the ascended masters, and with a special guide that came specially from paradise to assist me in this mission for the observer of the day. I'm going to look from the Akash is the Father. For we're here to serve the Father, to serve the Father. For me, the Father, Son, and Spirit, very essential. But most in the most respect of what is going on is the Father, Mother, God that we serve here of our local universe. We're here to serve the Christ. We are so the one, the supreme being, of course, and we have to save the planet and humanity. The situation is Greco-Roman to return to allow the planets to give us our power back. What we need, what's around the situation is biblical. There's going to be biblical changes, not as violent as some of the dark beings would want it, but it's going to be biblical. It's going to be beyond anything we envision. What we need to do, what we see before us, is to reconcile the man and woman, to find the harmonization between the yin and the yang, the mental and the emotional, between the creative and the receptive, between the action and the non-action, to have an harmonious connection in all that. In our subconscious, we have the anger and alimentation. We've been through a lot, It's like we're learning to fuel ourselves with positive emotion. Where we are now is Asia. Here it is the Buddha, lucidity and serenity. We have transcended certain level of reality. What we're coming in the near future is a figure of authority. It's about renouncing all outside authority to become your own divine, to allow the divine authority within you to take the control, to be your own authority. Our strength within the situation is the Amerandian. It's like living in a circle. It is to be at peace and one with nature. It's also about Akashic memory. We've had lives in all those places already in past life. We explored everything. We had thousands of lives, hundreds or thousands of lifetimes. What comes to us from the outside world, our environment, is the galactic plane, the elevation into the fifth dimension. What we have within our emotion is the monk or the nun to simplify our life as much as possible, yet to not be stuck. And the outcome is going to be traveling across the great ocean, the great water, which is in harmony with the song I'm going to sing. Hello. Non, c'est pas fini encore. Non, mais ça va. And so it's important to continue to cultivate the pure intention, to be centered in the heart, to cultivate divine neutrality, and to be embraced, to be present with love in relationship to anything that's been presented to us. Sometimes I feel like, for me, I still find myself vulnerable in relationship to a relationship, and so I have a tendency to put a shield to protect myself, because my peace of mind trumps the feeling of connection when it's eventually, hopefully, find a relationship that bring you peace of mind rather than makes you feel less than that. For it is very important to become love and to always express love, but to always your love in relationship to be tempered by mercy and conditioned by wisdom. That's really what we seek, and after the shift, after those 3 days of darkness, there will be no more. We'll all have all that we need. For we cannot be happy if we have nothing. And it's like they're completely insane, those diabolical, completely insane groups of beings that are trying to sell their dark scenario. But there is great freedom and healing to come. And we have to accept that we need it all in order to be fully complete, what we need, to have it all. And great freedom and healing to come. I know it's not manifested for me, but I'm already in the enthusiasm and the joy of doing that, of having that, of being that, of accepting the healing. I'm going to finish with a song. It's about the vessel, and the outcome will be the vessel, which is about long trip and adventure. So it's like the song is called "I Am Sailing." It's somebody that wants to sail across the ocean of consciousness to return to the Lord, to return to the source. It goes like this: I am sailing home again, cross the sea. I am sailing stormy waters to be near you, to be free. I am flying like a bird across the sky. I am flying, passing high clouds to be with you, to be free. Can you hear me? Can you hear me through the dark night, far away? I am dying, forever trying to be with you. Who can say? Can you hear me? Can you hear me through the dark night, far away? I am dying, forever trying to be with you. Who can say? We are sailing home again, cross the sea. We are sailing stormy waters to be near you, to be free. Oh Lord, to be near you, to be free. Oh my Lord, to be near you, to be free. For anyone who's been in contact with God, for God, when we're ready, God can manifest in many ways, in many forms to anyone, whenever He wants. But every time I've had those relationships, it's like I am free, I am happy, I am fulfilled. There is nothing more that I want. And it's like this is really what we seek. And the planet is going to be returning to the great connection to all the other planets around, and it's going to be quite wonderful. It's like we're sailing stormy water in isolation, but after the shift, we're going to be this great connection, the sense of joy of reconnecting to our greater higher self, many higher selves. So I'm going to finish with some cards. So the observer of the day is generosity. To continue to be generous, to continue to give, to share. The highest wisdom is joy. Joy is the fuel of the only fuel of our in the higher dimension. What we need to understand is the request. Continue to ask to receive. To be a clear, simple request from the heart. What we need to do is purification, to continue this purification, to be ready when the time comes, so it will be easier to continue to purify, to get lighter, to get rid of burdens. And the outcome will be an accomplishment, a great accomplishment. We're doing much of what we do here is very meaningful, so do not underestimate the value of all the work that you're doing on a personal level. Even if nobody else sees it, it doesn't matter, God knows. And the planet is very grateful for all that. I thank you very much. Namaste.